would you do if you accidentally discovered the house next door was occupied by something not human? Something horrifying. Something unspeakably evil. No one believes you.
Mom, I didn't have a nightmare.
It's your mom.
They did kill a girl over there.
Not your girlfriend.
Charlie, is this some sort of a trick to get me back?
Not even the police.
Look, I know it's crazy. I know that, but look, Lieutenant!
It knows that you know. You'll do anything to protect yourself. But it will do anything to protect its secret. Fright Night. If you love being scared, this could be the night of your life.
Hello everyone and welcome once again to Geekfest Rants. Today I am joined here by Steve and Steve. Say hi, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, a very appropriate accent there, Steve,
Very
because
Bela
today
Lugosi-ish of you.
we are doing a commentary of the 1985 film Fright Night. Not a extremely popular film, I would say. It was kind of like a sleeper hit.
Definitely.
It kind of flew under the radar back then. But from what I understand, even on home video, it became bigger as the time went on, and it even spawned a remake as early as last year.
A sequel and a remake.
Oh my God! I try to block out that sequel.
Yeah,
but you will tell us about it.
I will
a little
talk about
later.
it.
We are watching the DVD version today, the regular DVD version, and as usual, I will give you guys a couple of visual cues so we can all be in sync as we do this. What I would say is everybody go to your main menu and select scene selections. You click on that and pick Chapter 1, which says Start, and hopefully Enter. It will get us there all at the same time. We begin with the Columbia logo.
A very statuesque lady.
This is a logo that has been updated, I believe.
Oh yeah, but not heavily.
Not too much. It's still pretty much the same. And Columbia Pictures is there. And we should be transitioning now to a moon and a howl. And I guess
we're in.
Let's wait for our
I
first...
thought it was a vampire movie.
Yes. Well, there's a little of everything in this
A
one.
little of everything.
And we're definitely in now.
It's the movie within a movie.
Right. At first, this was a little confusing, I remember, because it's
Right.
like, is this really what this movie is about? Columbia Pictures presents a Vistar Films production. This is all the cues you get, ladies and gentlemen. What do we know about Tom Holland, Steve?
Tom Holland was a writer before he was a director. He wrote a very, very unpleasant film called The Beast Within.
Oh, yes.
Which I do not like.
Talk about schlocky horror.
Yeah,
Oh, it's nasty.
And it really, I mean, I can't say anything nice about that movie.
I never seen it, but
No.
I remember hearing about it or looking at
I've seen
like Fangoria magazine or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
one of these almost like, I can't get near that type
No,
of movie.
and I have it doesn't stay in my. Yeah, I saw it once or twice,
that's like,
maybe.
That's like
It's like-
Parasite territory.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like Chud.
Yeah,
Chud,
stuff like that.
Oh yeah, not for me. He also wrote, and this is probably more important. He wrote Psycho 2. Which, even though people say is a little bit on the schlocky side, it wasn't,
liked it.
I did too.
Yeah.
It was a very successful film. Writing those films gave him sort of the street cred to
horror?
direct. To direct this film. He also, just quickly, there was another film that he wrote prior to Fright Night. The title escapes me, but he said it was so poorly directed that he demanded to direct Fright Night, because he wrote it, and that film, the script, everything was so bastardized that he wanted to do his own film, and
Wow.
he got the chance to direct Fright Night.
Now, Roddy McDowall is playing here a Vincent Price, Peter
Peter Cushing, Peter
type
Vincent.
Right.
He's an
there you
amalgam,
go.
Peter
There
Vincent.
That's right.
There you go.
There.
But, I mean, if I were to say who he's resembling more, he's resembling Peter Cushing more, because he's the one who played Van Helsing in all those Christopher Lee Dracula movies.
He's holding it backwards. I never noticed that. Oh, my God. But it's like a 60s horror star.
50s, he's a 50s, 60s has-been. And I think what's also kind of cool is people for our generation, we remember the hosts, the horror hosts.
Oh, yeah.
Like Commander USA. Elvira. Guys like that. You know, this is our generation.
Chiller Theater.
Chiller Theater, yep.
I always hang my sneakers on my bedpost.
Oh, that must
Right by
smell
my head.
delicious.
Yes.
But you're right. It's the midnight movie. You know that
Yep.
you would stay up to watch. Hopefully, it was a double feature.
Exactly.
Nobody knew you were watching. It was,
Right.
You're probably watching on a black and white television.
With the rabbit ears.
Right.
See, now what's interesting here is that, and it's something that on the remake they kind of progressed with it, is that the lead is not your typical nerdy kid. He's got a girlfriend and he's
Pretty
doing
decent.
his thing.
He's trying to get ahead. Good for him.
Yeah, well,
You're
Now-
a perv.
we recognize the girlfriend, guys.
Amanda Bierce.
Yes, from
From-
Married with Children.
Very young Amanda Viers at this time.
Yes. Pre-married with children, pre-coming out.
Well,
Yes.
and the co-star, I guess, is
You talking about William Ragsdale?
Ragsdale. Who
Yes.
really has not exploded after this film.
No,
and
he
kind
had
of
a very-
disappeared.
had a very
Just
spotty
recently,
career.
We have seen his face shown up in Justified quite a
Right.
bit,
Yes.
which is really cool. He looks pretty close, but obviously he's probably like a teenager.
He's probably 17, 18 in this film.
Speaking of coming out, William Ragsdale actually portrayed Ellen DeGeneres'
Yes.
boyfriend on Ellen
Yes.
before she came out. So there's a
A
little
little symmetry there.
third degree of separation.
Cool.
Yes.
I don't remember. Like again, I don't remember him ever showing up again. But I remember I was watching Justified. I'm like, this guy looks very familiar. It's like, holy crap! It's
See,
Charlie
now,
Brewster.
Here's his fatal mistake. She's ready to give it up, and he gets distracted.
Well, that's the nerd gene in him.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have had... I know I have that gene, but, you know...
You can't turn some things down.
Exactly. That's my point. This is his moment, and he blows
It's
it.
like, wait a minute, what's over there?
What? There's like vampire stuff.
Oh, it's
going
okay.
on.
He's moving
in. There's the
Is he
coffin.
holding? What's he holding the coffin with? Because I see both his hands in his pocket. This is a little weird.
You know, but how could we forget
Oh yeah.
William Ragsdale on Herman's head? You remember that?
God, yes.
That Fox show?
By the way, there was just a continuity goof there. She took her shirt off, and then they cut to the far away shot with Charlie looking out with the binoculars, and she's still taking her shirt off.
Well, it takes some time. You know.
No, look at that. You
Ugh.
dumb.
Now, there's a certain style to the delivery of the acting in this film, even. She's kind of a little bit like tongue-in-cheek, black
Yeah.
comedy type of delivery.
Yeah.
She's not giving a straight horror delivery.
Well, I
She's
don't think
kinda-
anybody is.
Yeah, they're kind of riding the line already.
I think the best 80s horror films have their tongue firmly in their cheeks.
Your Lost Boys, your stuff
Return
like
of the
that.
Living Dead's, and this film. Hello, Mom. It's okay. You can make love.
Kinda. Nothing.
What's amazing is how young they make them look. I think Amanda Bierce was probably in her late 20s
Oh my God.
when they made this film.
Uh-huh. Tom Holland also wrote Class of 1984.
And he wrote and directed Child's Play.
Yes.
That was a great film.
which is
the first one.
which follows Fright
And-
Night. Yeah,
and,
the first one.
And also Chris Sarandon was
Chris
in
Sarandon,
Child's Play
yes,
yes.
as a detective.
And it's funny because Tom Holland's career kind of fizzled after that. He directed The Langoliers. He did some TV.
Thinner.
Mm-hmm. And then kind of went off the radar.
Well, here we're making a connection to the story on the news and to the new neighbors possibly next door. Another tidbit on Holland, by the way, he is also the uncle of Dexter Holland, who was the lead singer from the group The Offspring. They had that song "Come Out and Play."
God.
It was like an LA skate punk type,
Yeah.
popular band back in the 90s.
Now, it's a little difficult to tell already the fact that there's a connection between this murdered person they found and this guy just moved in, so obviously they're trying to link it together, but it's a little
We've
early.
just been introduced to Stephen Jeffries. Jeffries. Who, I don't know about you guys, but he grates on me like he just annoys the hell out
I
of me.
remember
But
him
he's
from
great
Heaven-
in this.
Yeah.
Heaven Help Us.
Heaven Help Us. Yes.
Heaven Help Us. Fraternity Vacation.
Queens College.
Which he was in with Amanda Bierce. So they
Really?
knew each other prior
Oh, wow.
to Fright Night.
Hello.
Hello, legs.
She's probably 60 now. Holy
She could be a man.
smokes.
I don't know.
That's a
Yes.
low cut.
That's a pretty nice car he's driving, by the way. The Mustang Fastback.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I'll be in my room. Don't come in.
A
Living Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is prior to the days when you would make certain assumptions.
Well, she said he's probably gay.
Oh, there you go.
Again, and she's like stereotypical 50s type of mom.
Yes.
Even though it's a single parent house, she's like, oh, okay, son, whatever you want. You know,
Want to have sex with your girlfriend? That's okay.
have fun.
I think what's great about Charlie is he's sort of, he could be us. I mean, he's a. His predisposition is to believe
Nice shot.
that
Pulling.
there's something supernatural going on.
Right. Well, I think the reason the movie works is because it's rooted in reality. Like, when this was released, everything is accurate to the era.
Right.
So it's almost as if this could actually happen.
Right. This could be
It's not
an
a
80s
period piece.
This could be like, Pretty in Pink or
Right.
Breakfast Club.
With a vampire.
Right.
Right. It's they're trying
I'm sure
to
that
stay
was
with
the
the
pitch
era.
meeting. It also has strains of The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Because there's only so many times they listen.
Right.
They listen to him, and then Charlie,
For
come
those
on,
of you
are
who
you
are-
serious?
Yeah.
Like, again?
For those of you who are younger, televisions used to have these knobs where you would turn them if you wanted to change the
Change
channel.
channels.
They have vertical scroll, a whole bunch of stuff we can't get into right now.
We all know what happened to Stephen Jeffries' career, don't we?
Well, his last claim to fame was his venture into the,
The
adult video industry.
Yes.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't
so cool, Brewster.
There it is. Now he's more of the typical nerd
Yeah,
kid.
he's a
Yeah.
dweebus.
I mean, look at this. The guy's a nerd, but he's got his own car and everything.
Now, is the car supposed to look like that, or does it need a paint job?
It's got the primer. It needs a paint job.
Oh, okay.
As if he's been working on it, I guess.
Now, Jonathan Stark, who plays Billy Cole, who is sort of the Renfield character, is actually a screenwriter. He co-created the sitcom According to Jim.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
and and Amanda Bierce, also her acting career kind of fizzled out, and she is a director, a TV director now.
It's amazing how the whole Hollywood family resurfaces under different manners.
the smarter actors when they're acting, if they're
They move on behind.
they
the
move
scenes,
on
yeah.
behind the scenes. A lot of Star Trek actors have done that.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool how they manipulated the smoke. Obviously, that's not CGI.
Right. I don't know if that's
Do you know
a
what
real
movie that
zombie
is?
movie or if it's a shot for the.
Made up. Looks very old. Like almost like the old Italian stuff.
Yes.
By the way, we're continuing to connect the dots. So Jonathan Stark also wrote the episode of Ellen
Hey now.
where she came out of the closet.
Are you kidding me?
And won an Emmy for
Oh, that's
it.
wild. There's a lot of
So-
symmetry
Holy
going on
smokes.
here, or synergy, or something.
Well, it's
Now-
like we talked about with, many times in the past, whether it's John Carpenter or Steven Spielberg, once you get this group of people,
They stick
sometimes
together.
it just doesn't correlate to actors because, the roles are so specific.
Now here's one of the things I love the best about this movie, and
The-
it's not only the nude
cleavage.
scenes, it's not only the nude scenes, but the music. This is Brad Fiedel you're
Oh,
hearing,
yeah.
who did the music for the Terminator. And we talked about Midnight Caller and some of these other films. I'm sorry, what? What was I saying?
I don't know.
Were you talking?
I don't know. Did I just say something?
You got
it's-
a woman with her breastises hanging out.
Oh no, it's Chris Sarandon.
You ain't even look. Look here, Charlie.
It's like
Wrong, Charlie.
You go from a
Charlie, yeah.
you go from a black comedy to all of a sudden you're watching like Red Shoe Diaries or something. It's like, what the hell is this? What movie is this?
Brad Fiedel. You talk about what we were talking about off mic before. He did the soundtrack for The Accused, Blue Steel,
Bruce Steele, that's
The
right.
Serpent and the Rainbow,
Yeah,
True Lies, Johnny Mnemonic.
yeah. He's
But then he
again
kind of disappeared.
After
Yeah, it
Terminator
fizzled
2,
out.
He disappeared. Ooh, look at the fingers.
Chris Sarandon, stage actor, I believe was nominated for an Academy Award for Dog Day Afternoon.
Yes.
That's right.
Ex-husband
the-
of Susan
He
Sarandon.
played the transvestite, right?
For any St. John's alums who might be listening to this, didn't he also star in the Professor Bardosh's movie?
Forced March.
Forced March.
In Hungary.
Right. Chris Sarandon is currently married to an actress named Joanna Gleason, who was in Mr. Holland's Opus.
Oh.
She plays the
Wow.
the governor who comes back for the reunion at the end of the film. She's been in a number of other
Oh, yeah, she's been on TV a lot.
TV
yeah.
a lot. She was married to Paul Gleason from The Breakfast Club.
Got my eye on you.
Yeah.
And he died.
He's passed
Yes.
away, yes.
Yeah, he died.
Wow, look
Speaking
at all.
of
We're
died,
connecting all the dots.
They're throwing a cadaver in the back of a car.
Oh, back to the film. Yes.
Oh, well, yeah. Like
Oh, this
no
is
one-
cool.
This is
the
cool. This is a
perspective-
great POV. Now, how is this like on a crane, Carlos? Is it how they doing this?
I don't know. It must be some kind of crane. I mean, it's not a helicopter.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Nice catch. They
Here's a
printed
scene
that. They
that-
printed that in reverse.
Yeah, they
Yes.
put that in reverse, and this is something they redid it on the sequel, on the remake,
The remake.
the apple, the chewing on the apple.
Yes. Now, what's interesting about the remake, not to delve so much into it, but there is no Billy Cole character in the
No.
remake. There's no
No.
assistant.
No,
And I don't think the film suffers for it.
no. I guess you don't want to copy it, shot by shot.
Right. It's just different enough.
Yes.
Chris Sarandon and probably really hit it big 2 years later with The Princess Bride.
Oh,
Humperdinck.
Chris Humperdinck.
No, Mom, I don't want hot
That's right.
cocoa.
are you on the pot?
The pot.
So we are assuming he saw it.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
said-
saw the
Well, he said
the
a
transformation.
bat flight over my head. She's always wearing all these 80s like video workout
jumpers.
jumpsuits.
Yeah, she looks like she just stepped out of a Cyndi Lauper video.
Yeah.
Now, we can get into this later, but I don't think that Billy Cole is a vampire, or he's like in the midst of becoming a vampire.
Yeah,
he's
because
definitely...
and he's around during the day.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't know.
Art Evans.
Art Evans. Die Hard 2.
Die Hard 2.
Unless he's
Very
like,
likable character actor.
unless he's like a werewolf.
No, I think he's working his way up to being a vampire. In today's vampire terminology, I think you'd call him a familiar. Like in the Blade films.
Okay.
Very Munsters-ish.
Yeah, look at that.
They got Fang underneath the staircase.
Oh, she looks familiar.
Now that's such an old horror movie
Yeah.
trope. And almost all the Roger Corman, Vincent Price movies, that'd be the long lost love, even if it wasn't a vampire
right, and
thing.
it just happens to be the female
The
lead
female
looks
lead
like
just
her.
looks just like her. She's reincarnated or whatever. Well, what I love about it is Tom Holland is a fan of old horror films, and he's always referencing them. The film is a real homage to those films. But what's also interesting is I saw this film prior to my getting into those films.
Okay.
You know, I saw the Corman stuff, the Hammer stuff, the Universal stuff.
It probably made sense to you more afterwards.
After, absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The whistle.
Stephen Jeffries auditioned for Weird Science, and the same casting director sent him for Fright Night after he didn't get the role in Weird Science. The
Holy
Anthony Michael
smokes.
Hall role in Weird Science.
Apparently, the plot device of having the painting resemble his girlfriend, that was Chris Sarandon's idea.
Oh, cool.
To humanize him a bit more, so that he's not just this evil vampire, that there's some sort of redeeming,
But it's like you said,
tortured quality.
it's in the genre. to
Oh,
do
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Absolutely.
This, again, I'm not saying for certain, but to me, this looks like the Warner Brothers lot. They're
Casio!
They have these blocks in certain studios, and it just looks like Warner Brothers to me. I could be wrong. It's the generic suburban street, which really, if that was that a church,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have that. But this looks like real, like practical. What is he doing?
Is he soldering something?
And what the hell is that?
Like
On
a
the
fake
right.
hologrammy looking thing?
Yeah, but what's the point of it? Now, also, you talk about the remake. Isn't evil in the remake? He's more the believer, and
Exactly.
Charlie is not. Charlie's
It's
the
the
skeptic.
reverse,
Yes,
right.
Charlie's the skeptic.
And his girlfriend is 100 times hotter.
Oh yes. Although I have to say they really doll up Amanda Bierce later on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's probably the reason why possibly they decided to go with an older actress, because they needed to show the difference between a young teenage girl who all of a sudden overnight
blossoms,
is this,
gorgeous
vampire
wearing
type
her
of thing.
Marilyn Monroe 7-Year
Yeah.
Itch dress. Now You know how different vampire movies have their own rules?
Everybody has
I
their own
think
rules.
this one, the whole faith aspect is from Fright Night.
Well, they start to pick at little things. You know,
Yeah.
certain things work, certain things don't work.
Right. But Chris Sarandon can't walk around in the light. No, he can't.
No.
They at least stick to that.
Yes. And that's also
That's another classic one.
classic, yes.
Obviously, all these interiors are sets.
Mm-mm.
Oh, crap.
Nice going, Mom.
Mom, you
Like my pink shirt?
effed it up.
No!
Drinking a Bloody Mary.
He's quite the handsome gentleman.
A very different role than Child's Play.
Yes. And this was probably the apex of Chris Sarandon's career.
Well, you said after Princess Bride.
Well, yeah, he does this. He does Princess Bride. He does Child's Play. He's getting a lot of big roles. I believe Forced March was in 1990.
Yeah, we were in college when
Yes.
I was talking about that, I remember.
Oh, Jerry.
Yeah, the mother is so over the top, like silly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Apparently,
Soon.
Columbia Pictures had no aspirations for this film. The film that came out around the same time that they threw all their marketing dollars behind was Perfect with John Travolta and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Well,
Ouch.
that was, at that time you get John Travolta and
Yeah.
it's like potential hit, but obviously not.
This movie was made for peanuts and
Wasn't
cleaned
Perfect
up.
about working out? Like
Yeah,
gyms?
he was like
He was a fashion photographer or something like
No,
that?
he was like an undercover journalist, exposing some
Oh, right,
corruption
right.
in the exercise industry, whatever.
You know how that works.
So Charlie's into cars and horror
Look,
movies.
they used to have encyclopedias back then where people would open books.
Open
and read
books.
them. I remember encyclopedias.
The other successful horror film that came out this year was Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
2.
Freddy's Revenge, which was probably equally as terrifying as the first film, I thought.
I like the third one, Dream Warrior.
Third one is great.
The third one, yeah, I agree. But if you watch that second one where the kid
When he
cuts, Freddy comes out from inside his
inside
skin.
him, that's pretty intense.
And what's interesting is that it kind of has a similar look to this film.
Well, yeah, it's
The
it's a-
interiors, the set.
they're
Yeah.
very cramped
The
and
suburban
slow budgety
house.
type of looks.
As a matter of fact, I think Nightmare on Elm Street 2 outgrossed Fright Night. And I think it was the only horror film that did better than Fright Night.
Mm-hmm.
No, that really, now that you say it, Steve, this reminds me of the Elm Street house.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of vanilla. Nothing crazy about it.
That's like the sound of the classic bat flying
squeaks. Squeaks or nails against the...
Ah,
there you go. Now, it's interesting. Nothing ever happens to the mother in this film.
As opposed to the remake.
Yeah. She's never bitten. She's never turned.
He locks her in here, doesn't he? Just like jiggle
Yeah,
the door.
I
No,
think
he like pulls it tight
jams it or
against the
something?
door jam so it won't open.
Oh, look at the mirror. Wasn't that great?
Yes.
That was cool. How'd they do that?
You're Mr. Technical. You tell me.
That's weird. Damn it! I'm gonna have to look at that again.
Yeah.
Because you can't do the trick like that unless it's not a mirror. It's another room, and they're duplicating the.
Strangers in the night.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a window, not a mirror.
Oh, it's CGI.
No, it's not.
I'm kidding. Kidding.
CG
So
what?
sad.
Why are you teasing the elderly, Steve?
It's so sad how easy things have become.
Yeah, it's just
I know.
CGI. Don't worry about it.
All the practical effects now gone.
Damn, I missed that. Who the hell is that? Is that him?
And this is where they, Jerry kind of tells him
Why do they bother putting him out of focus if we know it's him?
because they didn't have a choice. Isn't that unless you were
Don't
using
they
that
have
diopter
well,
thing? Maybe they couldn't afford it.
I mean, are we supposed to doubt it's not him?
No, I don't think anybody's fooling anybody.
Oh,
There goes the stunt man.
Hmm.
that looks like the closet that in Halloween that
Yes.
Jamie Lee Curtis is hiding
Yes.
in. Eagle, did you see that? Was that an Eagle model?
I don't know.
It looked like a Space 1999 Eagle model.
Oh, that eagle.
Ooh.
Oh, the old pinball
No, isn't that Pinko? Plinko?
something.
Pachinko? Some Japanese?
Yes, yes. Now, they never go into his background, Jerry's background. Obviously, he's been around for hundreds of years, but you don't know if he was turned, if he was born vampire, how all that works.
Apparently, there's a book that I don't know if it fleshed out story
You
elements
mean the
or if it was
novelization?
yeah.
Oh.
But
You know what? I have the novel.
Oh.
you
Pick
do.
it up.
Well, you should have read it before we watched this.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Should have done your research.
But
That's it.
apparently, he's an antiques dealer, which is where he makes his money.
Ah.
And what's his name? Billy
Cole. Yeah.
Oh, he's must be
helps him
grinding his head.
refurbish the antiques.
Ah.
Boink.
This is great.
Ooh.
Now,
This is the old out of frame hand trick, right, Carlos?
But would this hurt a vampire
Well, he doesn't.
traditionally?
I don't know. He seems to be.
I mean, he
in
does. I
pain.
mean, obviously it is here, but in vampire lore,
Well, they can feel pain. I mean, they just. I guess you can only kill them in certain ways. Now I'm assuming that's Chris Sarandon.
Yeah, it is. I think that makeup. I read somewhere that it took them like 8 hours to get into that stage.
Because I think there are certain instances towards the end where it's not him.
I could be wrong, but I think one of the facilities they did the special effects was Richard Edlund's old company, Boss Films, which I visited back in 86 or 87 when I went to California. And they had, I think, some of the props from this
Really?
movie alongside other props. And this is one of their jobs.
How did you get in?
It's a long story.
Okay.
It was the same time I went to the Star Wars convention, the 10th
Okay.
anniversary convention. And Edlund was there representing Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a tour of his facility. Oh, it's just the cats. Valiums are on me.
Oh, convenient night shift, Mom.
Good thing she sleeps all day.
I'm looking for that eagle model now.
Yeah, it fell on his head when he was going.
Oh, okay.
You know, for a horror freak, he doesn't seem to have a lot of horror stuff on the walls.
Yeah, I was looking for some posts. That's Christopher Lee.
Oh yeah,
That's Jesus.
Count Dooku.
That's Scars of Dracula.
It's a nice phone.
A little push button action.
Better than the
Yeah.
rotary ones. Doop.
Shouldn't his vampires, don't they heal like fairly quickly?
That's a
Now
weird
what
shot.
the hell was that?
That almost looked like animation.
Yeah.
It looked more than just a zoom in. Yeah.
Nah. It's a kind of an odd position there that Billy
Manservant on
Cole
his
is
knees.
in.
Taking care of him.
Yeah.
It's like an infomercial.
Yes. I love Roddy McDowall in this film. I think what gave this film so much credibility was having him in it. Although, McDowall really he was not known for horror films.
Oh no.
I mean, he was known for
Planet of the Apes.
He was known, he was a child actor who transitioned into being, an adult actor. He was in TV, he was in film. He was never not working. He was in the Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a Roddy in a fake movie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Roddy passed away before I could get him in my collection.
Mm-hmm.
And they made him look a lot older here too.
Oh yeah,
He's a lot younger. He was a lot younger than
yes. I love his accent. He did tons and tons of voice work too. He was also he was a villain on the Batman TV series.
Little dig at Friday the 13th.
Yes, and Halloween and all that stuff. I have to say that even though those are the horror films of our generation, I much prefer the horror films of the prior generations. The Universals, the Hammers, the Cormans. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy this stuff too.
He's like, okay, you're crazy.
This was also, McDowall really hadn't done much prior to Fright Night. I mean, this was a big studio film, and he really wasn't being used in that way at this time.
And it's a little bit like the reality of his career.
Yeah.
This was past his prime.
Yes.
And it's a guy who's getting a shot to do something kind of weird and
Yes.
schlocky.
And it turned out to be,
Right.
you know, it brought him to a whole new generation.
Oh yeah. This is kind of like, you know, we talked about it earlier. The Alec Guinness doing Star Wars.
Right.
He's slumming it.
He's slumming it, but you know, he brings the film the credibility that
Yep.
it like Star Wars with Guinness and Cushing.
He's a big part
Yeah.
of this film. Whoa!
Oh, was
look
that
at
a
those
moped?
little- They still make
What
those
the
stupid
hell
things,
is
don't
that?
they?
Vespa.
High tops, lots of high tops.
Are those members only jackets? Or
Probably.
Members only.
look at this.
Meanwhile, at your local bodega,
Santeria.
oh, he's just decorating.
Look at it. He hasn't slept.
You know, as you think of that pencil incident, he pulls it out of his hand. It's halfway through his hand. Wouldn't Charlie have stabbed himself in the neck if he had driven it in
Well, he
that
was
far?
holding him here. He might have, it could have gone. Unless, I mean, obviously
I never thought of that.
you could reason anywhere. But yeah, the way he goes.
Continuity police.
Well, where's the other hand? One hand on his neck. Where was his other hand? Two hands?
No, just one hand.
That's what I'm saying. Where was his other hand?
He loves his Mustang. Now, I don't remember the dialogue. Was Peter Vincent fired? Was he that he had just lost his
He
job?
had just gotten let
just
go. I think he said they just canceled his show.
Remember Zachary?
Zachary. Yeah, we met him a couple times.
He's still alive. He's like 90 or 91.
Wow.
She already looks older.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. She loves him. I love Peter Vincent's apartment.
It's like an old British.
Now he's getting thrown out.
Ugh.
I love all his memorabilia. Apparently, Roddy McDowall brought Tom Holland and a lot of the actors to his house for dinner parties where you would have like Liz Taylor or some huge Hollywood royalty, and they were just completely intimidated. Now that looks like Klaus Kinski and
It does,
Nosferatu
doesn't it?
right there.
Could it be part of the Universal Library?
I don't know.
Props?
I saw a picture of Bela Lugosi. I saw a picture of John Carradine, son of Dr. Jekyll. I don't think that's a real film. I think some of those are mock-ups.
Because maybe they don't have the rights to some of this.
Right, there's Frankenstein. That's
there,
definitely Karloff.
Yeah. No, Son of Jekyll. I think I heard of that.
I don't know, dude.
Oh yeah, that kid. He's nuts. Is that your boyfriend? Baby.
I just want to hit him. I'm sorry.
Didn't the movie Vamp come around this time?
86, maybe.
Yeah.
It's definitely after this. Starring Grace Jones.
Grace Jones, and the kid from Meatballs, Chris
Oh,
Makepeace.
Chris Makepeace.
And the other guy was from Weird Science. You know, the Robert Downey's guy, the guy who's with
Yes.
Robert Downey.
Who's also in Nightmare on Elm Street too.
Him, yes.
Yes.
What's his name?
His name.
House of Dracula.
That's real. House of Dracula is real. That's the real lobby card from House of Dracula. Maybe the other one is real too. I don't know. He's just so over the top.
It's funny because it's almost like theater acting. Like
Yes.
grandiose.
Yeah, grandiose and but Roddy McDowall, Peter Vincent, there's a real pathos about his characters. You really feel for him. He's definitely not on top. He's humiliated. Oh, that becomes very important later
That's
on.
gonna come in
A
handy.
little foreshadowing.
Lots of clocks.
It's like Doc Brown's garage.
Yes.
It's somebody's job to wind those every day.
That's Billy Cole's job.
That makes sense. He is busy then.
I was going to say, you really need that many clocks to wake you up?
There's those handy dandy phones.
He loves his fruit.
You mean his oh, I'm sorry. His hair is all like disheveled and
Well, he's got bedhead.
Just woke up.
Yeah, give him a break.
yeah, but he doesn't sleep in a bed. Yeah.
There's John Carradine on the right in House of Dracula.
Yeah. Dope. Run me my bath. What is she wearing? Good Lord.
Don't know.
Why is he wearing a blazer? Is he on a job interview?
Yeah, seriously. Look at his car.
Maybe he's trying to channel Peter Vincent,
the car from
because he's
Columbo?
wearing a blazer.
Columbo.
Oh my God.
I love the outfit.
Is his hair getting grayer?
I know.
And whiter?
Love the Van Helsing outfit.
Creature of the night. Look at them cracking up back there. Look at the smoke being
That looks
puffed
like
through
the
back.
Munsters house right there. Easy.
Look at his eyebrows. My God. It's so over the top, the makeup they put on him.
Yeah.
It's like he's drowning in talcum powder. Yeah.
So he's some sort of like a humanoid, or
Yeah, as I
He's
said
definitely not a
before,
vampire.
he's not a vampire, but he has some supernatural elements to him. I mean, we see that later in all its gory detail. He always knows how to make an entrance.
Mm-hmm. A snazzy dresser, too.
Yes. Like Billy cleaned up all the cobwebs.
No.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
I have crossed oceans of time to be with you.
Ed, F you.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
It is
Time for some loving.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
I'm going to kiss you on the hand. Show you what a Renaissance man I am.
Ooh, the vapors.
Get me the vapors.
The vapors.
He's neat. What do you mean neat?
Do you know that
Like a
between
scotch?
You mean tiny?
between Fright Night and Child's Play, Tom Holland directed Fatal Beauty with Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, stop. Just
Ooh.
stop now, please. We're doing so good.
Well, you know,
don't bring up
we
anymore.
need to just, you know, put it into context. We all have our misfires. What I haven't been able to figure out is why Tom Holland did not direct the sequel, although he had a somewhat of a hand in it. You know, I haven't seen anything to support why he wouldn't have
Especially since
directed
you
it.
said they got back some of the key players.
Yeah.
Now, do you think, because he's examining it, he holds it up and stuff
Yeah.
like that, do you think he can tell if it's real or not?
If he thought it was real, he wouldn't drink it.
Right, but I'm saying, do you think he has the ability to tell if it's real or not?
Possibly.
See, he's holding it up to the light. and
Yeah,
this and
no,
that.
possibly. You know, there may be some sort of vampire vision going on.
Because he could have lied to him and given him real stuff.
Yeah. But he, you know, he thinks Charlie's crazy.
Yeah. It's a collector's item. Liar!
See, does Peter Vincent have dog tags on?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun. Yeah.
He's like, okay.
Poor Charlie.
Would you? Watch out for Zombie Boy. Ed.
Ed.
Evil Ed, I believe, made another film after this called 976 Evil.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Directed, I believe, by Robert Englund.
Oh, classic.
I think that might have been where his career tailspin.
Where
The
went
transition,
off the rails.
transition to gay porn.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You know, now these guys pretty much, a lot of them do the convention circuit now. William Ragsdale and the rest of them.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, shit.
Ah!
Oh, my God. Oops.
I need to get the hell out of here.
I have to leave now. Bye. Okay, gotta go. Bye. Toodles.
I gotta go.
Gotta change my diaper. I love that line.
See, this is when the vampires get into trouble. When they see the old lost love, they lose their...
Oh. Oopsie daisy.
Mm-mm.
Is this everybody's favorite vampire movie, or is anybody...
There's a movie called Near Dark that we should talk about.
Oh, you had to ask that.
I only need about 6 or 7 hours to get into it.
Did you do a commentary on that?
Not
one?
yet.
Well, you could do that by yourself, and there wouldn't be any gaps.
Let me know, because I haven't seen that movie in a long
I
time.
would
Now,
be on board with that.
They heard Peter Vincent tell him that he thinks he's right, and they still doubt him.
They still doubt Charlie?
I mean, she believes him a
But
little
they
bit, I
but they
think.
didn't see for themselves. That's part of
Right.
the issue.
He's such an asshole. I actually really enjoy Coppola's Dracula.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a great vampire film.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge fan of Interview with the Vampire.
No, I didn't think Tom Cruise was appropriately cast. But I read the book, so I had a distinct vision in my head as to what Lestat should look like.
I think the gold standard for vampires, honestly, even though there was a lot of schlock, was Christopher Lee. If anybody has seen the original Dracula that he's in, it's brilliant. He's brilliant, and it has very little dialogue in it. But for my money,
I wonder if this
he's
is
the one.
a budgetary thing where they can't show you, at least not yet, the flying bat
right.
version of
Oh,
him.
I definitely think it's a budget.
Whether it's budget or they're holding it off for the end, which you do see a little in the end.
Yeah. Well, you
But-
want to save your big moments
For the end, yeah.
How about From Dusk Till Dawn?
That's a great.
That's a vampire
I
movie.
enjoyed From Dusk Till Dawn.
Actually, I like The Lost Boys.
Lost Boys.
That's one of my favorites.
Another classic. The thing I hate about
It's not
Santa
funny.
Carla.
Oh
all
my
the
goddamn
damn
vampires!
I've never seen Vamp. No desire to.
Oh, you've never seen it?
No, I've never seen it.
No.
Didn't Nicolas Cage made a movie about he thinks
Vampire's
he's
Kiss.
becoming a vampire?
Right.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either.
How about Once Bitten with Jim Carrey and Lauren Hutton and Cleavon Little?
No. I think you're confusing. There's Love at First Bite.
I
with
love that movie.
George Hamilton is with. I don't know if that's the one with.
No, Once Bitten is Cleavon Little.
Yes. Okay. No,
and
you're
Lauren
right.
Hutton, she's the vampire. She's trying to turn
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I'm thinking of Love at First Bite, which is with George Hamilton, and who's the Susan St. James?
Right.
Yes.
It's the two best George Hamilton films. That one and Zorro the Gay Blade.
Zorro the Gay Blade. That's when he had his two iconic roles. Yeah, really? Like, that's...
It was almost like you figured he was going to make more of those type of films, but I guess he only had two characters in them.
that was it.
And then he showed up in Godfather 3, was it?
Yes, that was probably the last big movie for him. I kind of like the way Chris Sarandon manipulates Ed here, or, you know, kind of...
Yeah.
See, now I didn't get the sense earlier on that Ed was the perennial victim, that he was always getting his ass kicked.
It's just implied, I guess, but you don't see it.
Yeah.
He's not like somebody who gets bullied in school or anything
Right.
like that. In the remake, you get more of a sense
Yeah, oh yeah. I like the Ed character in the remake.
Well, he's a good. I like that actor.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a funny actor.
So tell me about the remake, because I didn't see it.
The remake, well, again,
you know what? Let's start with Fright
Oh,
Night
look at
2.
that! He's doing the cape.
Yes,
The cape move.
that's an old Lugosi trick.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have to see the bite. Fright Night 2. Well, first of all, the disappointing aspect of Fright Night 2 is that Amanda Bierce is not in it, and Stephen Joffrey's is not in it.
The director.
And Tom Holland didn't direct it, although I don't have a problem with the direction per se.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it's a little ridiculous in the sense that they try to palm off Charlie's experience as some shared hallucination that he had with Peter Vincent. And they don't really they say that they make Jerry Dandridge into be some like satanic cult, satanic worshiper, or whatever, and explain him away that way. That's tech noir that they're going into.
Well, no, that's in Terminator.
I know. I was joking.
I know,
Brad
it's
Fidel,
very similar, yeah.
This is cool. He shows up everywhere.
Yes.
I like the music too. This is all in the soundtrack.
Yeah. That's cool. But in the sequel, you have Jerry Dandridge's sister
Right.
is the lead vampire,
Uh-huh.
and she's actually very good. She's very seductive. You know, it doesn't come together as well as the first one. But what's interesting is people dismiss it, and like because they assume the film was a bomb. Now the film was distributed by this group called the Vista Group. I have no idea why Columbia didn't produce it.
He already looks weird.
Yeah,
His eyes look weird.
but this group, the Vista Group, do you remember the Menendez murders in the late '80s?
Right.
Well, the father was the lead guy in charge of that.
Uh-oh.
He was the guy in charge of that group, and everything.
Oh,
Jesus
boy.
Christ.
It's got teeth.
But what just quickly, what ended up happening is the financing all fell through. They couldn't market the film after the guy was murdered. The company basically folded up. It had a very limited theatrical release, and it almost kind of went straight to video, straight to cable. So it never really had a chance out of the gate. That's
Ouch.
Oh.
I think the vampire teeth are a little ridiculous.
That's a good effect. Obviously, all of it is mechanical.
Yeah.
Now, this is a... Spawn of Satan!
It's like every shot, the teeth get worse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's never any explanation in the sequel why Amy's gone. He's with a new girl. And also, too, you have the implication at the end of this film that evil Ed continues
Still
on.
flying around somewhere.
And they just used this as a throwaway line in the sequel where he says, "You murdered your best friend." So the implication is he gets him off camera. Ed, he gets Ed.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ed is, the sense is that Ed is alive at the end of this film.
This is good music.
Mm-hmm.
This is another scene that's recreated in the remake.
Yes.
Obviously more modern, but it's the whole...
Yeah. The seduction.
The seduction and the... the seduction and the getting lost in the crowd and being whisked away.
Mm-hmm.
But this is very tech noir-ish. You know, the crossing back and forth,
Yep.
But
even
in this
the
movie,
blue lights.
Yep.
It's almost... It borders on almost turning into a dance number, what happens here.
Right.
Not so much on the remake.
Look at that outfit. Look at those outfits. Look at that hair.
Yeah. It's like all the Thriller extras are there.
Yes.
What's funny is that in most of these movies,
That's cool.
they're not dancing to anything.
Right.
They do. They just dance.
They're just
then
rocking
you add
out
the
to
music
nothing.
later. So it's like, what are they rocking back and forth to?
What's also interesting in the sequel is the henchmen. There are several henchmen that the Jerry's sister employs, and they're all very sort of over-the-top caricatures. Also, too, in the sequel, which was a little bit of an interesting plot point, Charlie is bitten and is slowly becoming a vampire throughout the film.
I gotta go. Leave me alone. Anything in that picture there?
There was a picture of Bela Lugosi.
She's already looking different. They're slowly
Yes.
changing her hair.
They're slowly
already.
changing the hair.
Apparently, this is the song that is playing while they shot this scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? They were able to do that. That's
Yeah.
good.
Look at that! Look at that! He's gonna get up that skirt.
He's gonna check for
Yes.
Yes.
fill in the blank.
Well, we're waiting.
A little bumping and grinding and
Hello.
yeah, that's right. That's
Hello.
right. There you go.
Oh.
Check, please. See, now we're dancing. Now it's a musical. Oh,
What were we doing? I lost my train of thought.
Now she's starting to glam up.
yeah. Look at the hair.
Look at the hair there.
I need a little frizz spray, quick. Very humid in here.
I like this music a lot. Copy the soundtrack for me.
I already have it.
I said copy it for me.
Don't tell me. Whoa. What the hell was it?
He's gonna
What?
grab her hiney.
Hello. The hair keeps growing every shot.
I gotta say, she really sells it.
Well, again, I guess that's why she's older.
Right.
is so they can pull this off.
Right.
Yes.
Because, I mean, she just aged 10 years.
Absolutely. There you go.
Hard to believe you go from this to Married with Children.
I know. Well, that served her well very long.
Yeah, that lasted a
What was
while.
that show on for like 10 or 11 years? Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Hello. He's like, right here on the dance floor?
There's people here. Where's my girlfriend?
Yeah, excuse me.
Okay, pardon me.
What are you doing?
Oh, there's a couple of cool shots here where she's dancing in the mirrors
To nothing?
just by herself. It's really cool. Yeah, right here. It's coming up. Right there. She's looking at the mirror. Look at that.
Poor Charlie.
You are but a little fly.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. I just want to torment you.
All right, get some bouncers in here. Kick some ass.
Oh. Now, why would he expose himself out in the middle of like that? There was a little continuity there. He didn't have the eyes.
Yeah, it's unneeded.
Yeah.
He could have punched him or something and
Yeah,
knocked him out.
he
He
didn't
didn't have
need
to do
to-
the eyes and the fangs.
Right. That seems very sloppy to me.
Because it doesn't seem that he needs to change in order to have that strength.
Right, exactly.
Right, but he's impulsive as well,
Right.
so he...
Shooting himself in the foot.
You know, everybody's got their breaking point. Even
Everybody has their moments.
1,000-year-old vampire.
Again, they do recreate this scene in the remake.
All right, so let's talk about the remake then. It's a remake?
Yeah.
It's a remake.
They're
It's a
pretty
remake.
faithful. Pretty
Yeah.
faithful.
They definitely, like we were talking earlier, similar to The Thing, they honor this film. They're respectful of this film.
And again, Colin Farrell, he's got the whole Jerry Dandridge.
Yeah, he's got the
Yeah,
vibe.
he definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
I was not expecting anything from that film. And
Even
I like the fact
David Tennant was also pretty good.
David Tennant-
completely different than
Roddy McDowall.
Roddy McDowall, but he does that over the top performer schlockiness.
Yes. And he has that sense that of like just being miserable, even though he seems to be very successful still, like he's still
Right.
on top. He's that David Copperfieldy
Right,
kind of
he's not like
Chris
out of business
Angel,
like him.
yeah, kind of guy.
I think that's what they did. They basically used the Chris Angel model,
Yes.
and the movie takes place in Vegas.
Right, which is very cool. The whole Peter Vincent apartment is great. I would say honestly, in the remake, the weakest link.
That picture frame, is that anything important?
That picture, not the frame, but I think the picture is Lugosi. I could be wrong. It could be Karloff. But I think the weakest link in the remake is the Charlie character. I mean, he's okay.
He's all right.
He's okay. Nothing to write home about.
And who plays Charlie?
Anton Yelkin from Star
Star
Trek,
Trek.
amongst other films.
He also was in Terminator Salvation.
Yes.
He plays a
That's
young
right.
Kyle Reese.
That's right. But of all the remakes, necessary or unnecessary, that was the
Right.
the best.
I wouldn't dismiss
one of the
it.
best.
Yeah, I wouldn't dismiss it.
I would
as
make a
just
point of
another-
seeing it.
Yeah.
is what I'm trying to convey. I really like Roddy McDowall. I find him he's such an excellent
Look at his
actor.
hand. He's like trembling.
One of the things, talking about Roddy McDowall is how much he was able to convey in Planet of the Apes under all that makeup with his eyes. The performance he gave under those masks were so constricting.
What is
Nice.
that? What is
That
that?
is an
that a
audio
toaster oven?
cassette.
There we go.
There you go.
Play the
with
music again.
with the dress.
Now she's 40.
Hmm.
She's a cougar now. I guess that's the first one.
Probably
The first painting,
yeah.
the first
It's
portrait.
First. Yeah, I like the fabric bunches up in the right places.
Right, they're trying to give you a sense as to how old he is.
Right.
Yes. Yikes. Now, if this was a Vincent Price movie, he would say, "You're reincarnated."
And like we said before, the film has its moments that are black comedy-ish,
Yeah.
slightly slapsticky, and then it goes to this, which is
Straight up.
horror seriousness.
Yes.
I mean, this could be a different film you're watching.
Yeah, but as the point I made earlier, I think the best of those '80s films, the horror films that we like so much, balance the horror and
Yeah.
the comedy. If you even want to call it comedy, but satire maybe.
Maybe that's part of a successful formula is
Yeah.
to do a little bit of both. Don't go one way too much or one way the other.
or any horror film that doesn't take itself too seriously. You know, like those other films. Like I definitely think like some of the Halloween, some of the slashers.
Well, those are straight.
Yeah, but they have their merits. But they became very formulaic after a certain point. When these films, these kind of we're talking pre-Scream here, but the films that kind of don't take themselves completely seriously.
What's he doing? Is he checking the oil in the car?
He's just, I think he really digs her.
What's funny is that you think about a scene like this. Yeah. How do you shoot this without knowing this music is behind it? It's like this could be completely cheesy if you don't put the right music. This could be a very awkwardly uncomfortable looking scene if you don't cut it right.
Right. And if you don't have the right music.
It's called acting. That's why they get paid the big bucks.
And even a love scene that they have to shoot in sections.
Right.
It's like, that's weird.
It's hard to maintain that.
I guess a lot of directors would say, do it like it was done here.
Now here it looks like he's biting her on the shoulder. But you're supposed to bite her neck.
I guess it doesn't matter.
But you're supposed to get into the jugular. I don't know.
That's pretty cool.
It's a good shot. There's always that connection between sex and death, the vampires.
And elbow pads. Who is he, Sammy Davis Jr.?
I want my girlfriend back. Get my girlfriend.
Now we really pull out all the stops.
Yeah.
As we go into the final act of the film.
We're going off the rails.
We're going right off the rails.
And I got to say, again, some of the effects, I mean, while they're cool, are a little ridiculous. Especially
the fog machine.
Especially Billy Cole's demise.
Yeah. Gelatinous pile of
goo.
Goo seems to be the theme of the day.
Yes.
It was about the goo.
Yeah, that's a handy bag if you're in trouble. Hold this. I gotta open this.
I think they could have streamlined it a bit. More like a messenger bag, something a little more portable.
Yes, this is like Carlos when he's bringing his gear.
Help me with this. It's heavy.
He came walking around with a calzone case.
See, now we're more in the slapsticky side.
Yeah,
he's delivering his lines. Even the music, it's telling you we're not that serious now.
Yeah, but also Peter Vincent's turned a corner here. He's embracing his
character,
his screen persona. Right. Yeah, his character.
And Peter Vincent, the great vampire killer.
He's got to psych himself out.
Flappity flap. Now, can we explain the door?
It's vampires. They can do telekinesis and all that crap.
The force?
It's the force.
Where's the wind? There's somebody outside.
Doesn't the staircase open and there's the monster with the
Yeah,
fire?
I said that before. The monsters.
The Addams Family or stuff like that?
Yeah, it's Fang.
Oh, yeah, this is cool. Good idea.
Why didn't they think of that in the first place?
Well, because she'll be...
Oh, because of Amy.
They got to do it before sunup, is it? She turns at sunup. Is that how it works? Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's nice.
Welcome
to Fright Night.
Tonight.
For real.
What kind of shirt is that?
It's a cool shirt.
Oh, he's got one of those bracelets.
What bracelets?
One of those cool guy bracelets. See the
Yeah.
the ball bearings with the thing?
Like the nails.
He's a player. Spawn of Satan.
Right.
Really?
But now here, it worked on Ed. I thought Peter Vincent had faith then.
As opposed to you don't have to have it to work on his
On
minions.
Ed, I guess. So Charlie has faith. Oh.
Boink.
Ah.
Ouch.
There goes the stuntman.
Gotta go by. I'm gonna get out of here now. Bye.
See ya.
Just gonna bail on Charlie.
Now here's the thing. Why does Peter Vincent go to Charlie's to see his mother?
And why is his front door open?
Yeah.
Is he
One who
going
wants to call the cops?
cop? Yeah, is that...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Surprise!
So wait.
We're in a Raggedy Ann. Wait.
So now, wait. Charlie's mother is not dead,
No.
right? Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
In the oven.
Oh, Jesus.
His teeth are getting worse.
Yeah.
It's like Tony after watching an episode of Spartacus.
I love this scene.
The Hound of Hell.
With the
It's like
drawn in eyes, yeah.
That's animation for you.
Yeah.
It's the best they could do at the time. This is a scene from The Gray.
The what?
The Gray.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's a good movie, man.
I want to see it.
Look out. Oh. Oh, chandelier.
Dog puppet. The sound effects in this are just hysterical.
Yeah.
That's
That's a pretty good puppet.
I can't see the wires.
I mean, it's not quite Rick Baker, but it's good.
I wonder if it's underground, if they're operating
Yeah.
it from under the
I
floor,
think
or they're just pulling on wires.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of movement there. Sounds like E.T. That's a little American Werewolf. From
Yes,
London,
yes. Little going backwards.
Right, right.
That's kind of cool.
Puppet.
That's a good puppet.
Big old puppet. Now, werewolf,
What?
not werewolf.
No, not a werewolf. He's a vampire.
Vampire that could become a dog.
Dog.
'Cause they
Dog.
used to do that, right?
That was
Sure.
that was in
That
the
was an
Gary
old
Oldman. That was in the Coppola.
right.
They can become
A bat or a
Smoke.
wolf. Smoke, right?
Apparently, in Roddy McDowall's scenes with Evil Ed got a little too carried away and very physical with him
Really?
at such an advanced age.
Jeez.
That's
Dog
kind
boy.
of weird.
Yeah. That's like a real person with a
Yeah, with
mask,
a mask.
on.
Yeah.
I think it's actually him.
It could be him. Yeah, I think it is him. This is the old Universal horror trick. You cut away,
change the
go
makeup,
back, cut away. It's like, It's like, die already.
Thump.
That
You got her.
final stage makeup for Amy is just
Oh,
And when her
it's-
mouth gets
Yeah.
gigantic.
Oh
Yeah.
my
gigantic
God,
mouth?
yeah. Which is, I think, the poster art. I think
Right.
that's Amy's face.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. That's right. That was definitely one of the Edlund things, the Boss films.
Yeah. I think she's still hot. Now
Come on, Peter.
here's Peter's mistake. Don't pull the stake out.
But what are you supposed to do? Bury him like that?
Well, you know it.
In your experience, Steve.
Well, you know, when I've killed vampires, they usually they turn to dust.
Oh, that's
So
right.
you don't have to worry about that.
But that's what I'm
But in
saying.
this instance-
maybe he's not. Well, he did bite him. So, but is it possible that he could turn him half? One of
Well,
these
when
half
well then
creatures?
again too, you have when Jerry dies, the ones he turned back, you know, to human.
So, in theory, wouldn't Ed turn back to
I
human?
guess, but the implication
is that
is
he's
he's
not.
not. And then again in the sequel, they say you killed your best friend.
Cue the dry ice.
That was a lot. Bit overkill.
He's like, okay, I found the weapon. Forget all this crap. I'm going to use the railing.
Now, none of us saw this in the theater, right? I know I saw
No.
this on
No,
cable.
this was a video thing for me,
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
Video.
Home video. For those listeners who are not familiar with home video, they used to have this stuff called VHS
These
tape.
tapes.
Well, they've been hard at work because the place looks a lot cleaner.
Now she's what, 60?
No. Well, now she's not going to age because she's a vampire.
Oh, cool. Didn't he say something like he's left him as a snack for her or something?
Something like that. Now, just real quick, because maybe someday we'll do a commentary, but why is Near Dark so... Why do you love it so much? If you can just quickly...
Because it's kind of noirish in terms of it's different.
Right.
It makes its own rules. And it's in a setting that I've never seen it before.
The desert,
The West.
the West, yeah.
And obviously the actors, I love those actors.
They're your
coming off-
aliens, boys.
Right, they're
yeah.
coming out of Aliens and some new ones in the mix. But we will do that film.
I enjoy it a lot. Steve, you like Near Dark, right? You're
Oh, yeah.
a fan.
Mhm.
Now these are his different coffins, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, they have to have...
His day bed, his night bed. It's my
Or
summer
are they
home.
preparing her
For
coffin?
her own bed, right? Her own coffin. That makes sense.
I can't see Jerry settling down with one vampire bride, though, you know?
Likes to play the field, you know?
He's still picking up hookers.
Well, he's got to eat.
It's like, oh, damn it, I missed it. Now, is it the same actress when they start changing her?
Yeah.
She looks really weird.
I'm not sure if, like I said before, the end stage makeup is Amanda Bierce, but I mean, up until then, it's her. Here we go. The revolting end of Billy Cole.
Would he have any signs of being a vampire in terms of marks?
Well, he doesn't have any marks on his neck.
But he put the other one in the shoulders.
But he's definitely...
Stuntman. Padding. Rubber. You broke my boy. That's a classic move.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you?
And he leaves.
This is a Halloween.
Right. Like, where did he come from? And where is he going?
Here you go. Halloween.
Michael Myers.
Look at that. Yeah. That's good timing. Yeah. That's a lot of smoke.
Yeah, they really overdose on the smoke.
Well, then you can't do that scene, man.
That's right. You're talking about practical effects. This is the 80s.
White picket fence through the heart.
Now it just gets really gratuitous.
Oops. Sprung a leak.
Green goo.
There's a
More
theme
green
here.
goo.
There's a
Now
theme.
there's the,
Now this is
the fake hand.
Right. This is blue screen.
Yeah, come on, really? This is like the let's show you what we can do stuff. First it's goo, then it's sand.
Kaplunk.
The next prop for his set.
Yeah.
So they stab him in the heart, and that gets him.
Which is how you'd kill the vampire. But he gets all gooey and he falls apart, and
well, you don't know the rules.
This
is cool.
I just feel like he's a mid-stage. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that does look like
I
him.
like the hair.
This is cool. This is really cool.
That's nice. Total Christopher Lee shot.
And these camera moves are kind of neat too.
Yes, the
The
POVs.
flying,
Yeah.
hovering.
So it has to be a crane, right?
No, yeah.
Carlos?
For some of those shots,
Yeah.
it's got to be a crane. You can't. And there's the smoke machine. Awake.
I like the voice, the Jerry vampire voice. And that's Chris Sarandon, obviously.
With his full makeup. Well, not full.
Not quite full.
Oh, gonna need a new house soon.
So at this point, Jerry's a little nervous. He's not as in control of the situation as he would like to be.
Uh-oh.
And I'd let her bite me.
Gotta go by. Ah! So put the cross at the door so she stays.
Yeah. There he is. That was a nice little fly over, fly in, whatever.
Hmm.
Oh, jeez.
This is quite an elaborate set. There's the stuntman. And there's the Texas Switch.
There you go.
Love the Texas Switch.
Mr. Vincent.
And you notice too, Jerry's got his jacket on now. You know, he had his. He was just. I think it's a different shirt. No, it's the same shirt. I love that shot. Yeah, now Peter Vincent's in control.
This is a big optical shot coming up. Bedtime. Oh, crap.
Ah. Now, it's very interesting in the sequel how Peter Vincent uses sunlight to defeat the vampire. It's just a very cool scene.
Oh, now you ruined it for me.
Shut up. You watch it and then you talk to me.
I wonder if I could. I wonder if Netflix has it.
You know what? There's only like a pan and scan DVD of it. I actually got a HD TV rip.
Oh boy! Oh look! See,
Look
there
at
you
that
go.
shot.
Opticals, animation.
That's kind of cool.
Wow! You
I
see
saw
the wires?
Wire.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all. Yeah, I remember this. This is all that was there. That creature.
I think we've said this in other commentaries. I miss practical effects. That's a really good puppet.
Yeah. Ouch.
Now, wouldn't he be now infected?
I think you got to get bitten on the throat. I don't know. Well, Jerry's gonna die, so
Clump.
you can see the matte lines.
It always ends in the basement. Everybody to the basement. Again, talk about a movie that is not only hard to market, but unmerchandisable.
Oh yeah,
You can't do a thing. with a horror film.
yeah.
Right.
You know, a lot of these films later on in, like the 90s, and Carlos, you would know more about this than me, had models and figures, not to the penetration
Of
that like
course.
Star Wars would, but look at that.
Blu-ray will be nice on this film.
I've seen it in HD. She looks smoking there.
But is it her?
Yes, that's her.
Maybe it's just a stunt.
No, it's her.
It's her.
Hey, I don't remember that. Oh, the lair.
And that's the thing too. Like, you have as a vampire, that's your ultimate weakness.
Can you stop talking, please?
Wow.
You were saying? It is a commentary.
Okay, you can talk now.
They have that weakness. It's like, they have to escape to the coffin. You were supposed to protect
That's
me.
right.
Uh-oh.
Here we
Now,
go.
I think this is a puppet.
I don't think so. No, do you think that's a puppet?
See how the head turned? See that movement? That's
Yeah.
not human.
Okay,
No, it was her.
that's a person.
Yeah, you're
I don't
right.
know if now. Honestly, I don't know if this is Amanda Beers, but I'd have to read up on that.
Whoa. Whatever you're doing, hurry up.
This is some nasty
Do it
shit.
faster. Oh, he found his way in
Now
there.
now also too, I'm wondering if that's Chris Sarandon. I think it is.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be him. It's him. He's wearing his...
No. I just mean, is that the actor Chris
okay.
Sarandon and not a
you
stunt
figure
dude?
something like that, you could put anybody else on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love
Whoa.
that shot.
That's an old-timey shot.
Yeah, see, now that might not be him. Ah, you dummy.
Oops. Now, why wouldn't the stake through the heart have worked already?
Well,
Maybe he missed.
He missed. Right, like with Ed. You know, did
It's
he?
kind of up high, you know.
Yeah.
Looked like he got him, closer to his shoulder.
You know what this of all things, what this reminds me of is the end of Enter the Dragon, when Bruce Lee is smacking all the mirrors.
All the mirrors, yeah.
I would like to put in my request to do a commentary for that one somewhere down the line.
It's a definite change of pace.
Yeah, I would love to do that one.
It's a lot of glass for a basement, huh?
Yeah, well, it's all blacked out. Yeah, I mean, you can have basement window. It's a big house.
My suggestion, next time they find a house with a basement, less windows.
Less or no basement at all. This is...
Sorry.
Yeah, that's Chris Sarandon.
Whoa, there you go. There's your opticals.
Whoa. Well, I think the budget was probably just under $10 million, and I would say a good portion of it went to the effects.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to believe that about 10 years earlier than this, Star Wars was made for the same amount of money.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God, yeah.
yeah.
What's interesting, too, is that they would throw this much money at a first-time director.
Mm-hmm.
Give him the latitude to do these elaborate
Was
effects.
Child's Play before this?
No, Child's Play is 1988.
Oh, okay. So you figure
But this is his first
big
directing. He's been a screenwriter, now he's directing.
I mean, it's a good start as far as
Yeah.
if he would have continued, obviously, but it's a good start.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't.
Plus, I don't know if it's changed, but at that time, these type of films might have been just considered schlocky as far as the business goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a schlocky horror film,
But I know I keep referencing this, but the 80s, the sort of the mid to late 80s were sort of a real renaissance period for the horror comedy. You've got Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 and this and Return of the Living Dead.
House is up for sale again. Now, who would be selling it? If he's dead. Who's selling the house?
Well, here
The
again,
state?
you're glossing over the police investigation and all that other crap.
Well, there's no bodies. There's just bones everywhere, which...
But in the sequel, they talk about Jerry Dandridge. They call him a cult,
he's...
satanic worshiper and
They
all that.
turn it on him?
Yeah.
Again, look at the posters. There's no references. Maybe it was like a marketing thing where they didn't want to give the... there was no product placement, so instead they didn't want to give the credit to anybody.
Right. Look at that TV.
Wow. That belongs on a Winnebago.
What is that, like a 12-inch, maybe?
Yeah.
10-inch?
It's like, that should be like a
Right,
UHF
Charlie. Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe the sequel should have been a different genre.
What are you talking about?
No, because Peter Vincent is doing stuff about aliens. So
Yeah.
instead of a horror vampire,
Put them in another.
put them in a situation
yeah.
where they're after.
Oh, now that's Ed.
Well, we don't know that. It's just that we hear the sound later.
I
we hear
think the implication is that that's Ed.
Or I thought it was
Because you're gonna hear Brewster.
I thought it was the reflection of a car.
No, it was a pair of eyes. What do you think, Steve?
Hold on.
Do I think that was Ed?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
2 against 1.
Wait, it's not over yet.
I mean,
To me, the It's So Cool Brewster, it's a tag at the end. I don't think it's supposed to be. And
I think it is.
it's a little bonus little
No,
tidbit.
it's Ed. Because he pulled the stake out. They gave you that little nugget. I'm right. I just want to mention quickly, for anybody who's interested, there is no commentary on the standard DVD or the Blu-ray, but there is a website. Tom Holland has done 2 separate commentaries for Fright Night with Chris Sarandon, and he's done another one with
Richard
William
Edlund,
Ragsdale.
Star Wars vet.
Can I finish?
No.
The address is iconsofright.com/pirate-commentaries. So if you want to hear a commentary from Tom Holland himself and the cast, that's where you go.
Have you heard it?
No, but I want to.
I'm really interested in hearing
He's
this.
probably going to
Me too.
negate everything we said.
exactly. These guys don't know what the heck they're talking about.
But I like it when we do commentaries for films that don't have.
Well, I know that when the sequel to here we go again. When the remake came out, they did put out that Blu-ray, obviously trying to cash in on this film.
But the pressing was so limited that
Yeah,
it's become an instant collector's
I have
item.
not seen it in any stores.
No, it was like a 3,000 DVD pressing, and now it's going for like $100 on Amazon.
Wow.
And again, Columbia like sub-licensed it to this niche company called Twilight Time, and they've done these other movies. That's actually the first modern film they've done. Other than that, they've been doing movies from like the 50s, and they tackled Fright Night. I don't know why they would have even let them do it. They should have put out their own special edition to hype the remake.
Yeah.
I don't know. Premature Burial, and we're gonna have so that was a real movie that they were showing on TV. Jay Giles Band.
Yeah. It's all on the soundtrack. I gotta make a copy of that.
Yeah,
I would like
on
one
that.
as well.
Yeah, please get on that.
I could do that.
I want you to mail mine.
It could happen.
Devo.
And it's funny, in one of my quote-unquote searches for music, I found Fright Night 2 music, which is basically...
Brad Fidel did that as well.
It's Brad Fidel and the same theme, just reworked.
Yes.
Not a lot of new stuff, just reworking the same theme.
Mm-hmm. I would recommend the sequel. It's not as classic as this film, but it's definitely worth a viewing.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also recommend the remake.
Too bad, like I said before, that the director didn't do anything tremendous.
No. And just as a point of trivia, the director of the sequel was Tommy Lee Wallace, who directed a film that Steve and I enjoy, that Carlos has issues with, Halloween 3.
Yes.
I do have issues.
Which we might get into at some future point.
I would love to.
I would too.
Silver Shamrock.
Again, this is one of these films that we talked about in the past, and we've done a couple shows. I think we dealt with unappreciated horror films.
Yes,
that was the
we've done.
subject.
Yes, we did.
And this was definitely one of the ones we mentioned in our individual lists of films that, it's considered somewhat of a B film, but it's really cool.
Oh, it's extremely cool. Mr. Vincent.
Very good. Well, I'd like to thank Steve and Steve for joining me today. Thank you, gentlemen.
Our pleasure.
My pleasure. Our
And
pleasure.
we will hopefully see you guys here soon on another commentary or just a regular show. Until that time, thanks for joining us here at Geekfest Rants. Bye-bye, everybody.
Fright Night.
welcome to Fright Night. For real.
Stay back.
You have to have faith for that to work, Mr. Vincent. Remember?
You're out of time, Mr. Dandridge. Look over your shoulder.
Stop. I agree with Steve.